Welcome with the tasting of the 10 years anniversary set from Moersleutel. My name is Pim.
I'm Rowan.
So we begin with ignition. Let's start with the beer and then tell something about the brewery.
So this is a single IPA, New England IPA. So it's hazy, it's juicy.
Cheers. Cheers first. So we got some questions in and ignition. So it was like a nice start from how did we begin. So we began the brewery 10 years ago. It was me with my brothers, with the four of us. And we started in the kettles of our father, who had like a 200-liter brew kit. And nowadays our brew kit is about 2,500 liters. So more than 10 times bigger. Start homebrewing, I think, 15 years ago. In the like each homebrewer starts with a 20-liter brew kettle, and our father was always also brewing, and we loved a lot of like the Imperial stouts back then. So when we started the New England wave was just starting in New England, trying a lot of those beers and like try to get the yeast which they used also to the Netherlands. We had proper equipment to brew the beers, but not proper equipment to bottle back then. They were like really fast oxidized because you need quite a proper filling line. And so the first years we only did Imperial stouts, even if we liked a lot of IPAs, but we were like really focusing on Imperial stouts. So that's what we did the first 3 years, I guess. A lot of so like Moersleutel was the first one of the first beers we ever made, and barrel blend. There was like a blend of different barrel-aged beers, what nowadays is the Barcode series. You want to tell something about the beer, Rowan?
I always want to tell something about the beer. So when we talk about New England IPA, we usually talk about the hops we use. The 2 stars of this beer are Superdelic from New Zealand. What I always get from Superdelic is a bit of a vanilla, but also like a honeydew melon. I think you can pick it up. And we paired it with Dolcita. Dolcita is also a new hop. Dolcita is more of a coconutty, goes a bit towards exotic fruits. And it just pairs really well. The two together give like a full bouquet. It's quite complex for a 6%
good body.
New England IPA.
Yeah. Huh. Next beer?
Yes, let's go. I think it's a nice starter. Break it out, Pim.
Breakout. Next beer.
Double IPA.
Breakout.
Let's go.
So, ignition was the start of the brewery, and then it all took off. So there was the Breakout, and one of the questions we had was there one beer or innovation in the process completely changed the development of the brewery? I think yes, especially in the beginning of the days. One of the things we really pushed for in the early days is like there were a lot of Imperial stouts back then as well, but it was really hard to get like the really thick, velvety mouthfeel in those Imperial stouts. There were a lot of Imperial stouts, 10%, but all quite of watery, and we were really really pushing to get like a really thick mouthfeel, and I think that's what everybody still recognizes in the Moersleutel beers, or I think a lot of people love in our beers, and also what we love in our beers. So I think that was the real innovation, and it was not one trick. It was a lot of small things: the type of yeast we selected, the type of malts, the length of the boil, the water composition. So it was not one trick, but it was a lot of small details, which really break out.
it broke out.
So I think that was the biggest innovation. So really trying to understand the mouthfeel and really pushing each brew a little bit farther to really get that thick, velvety, Imperial stouts. And I think with IPAs it's a bit different. It's focused on the hops, but also one of the important things we see with IPAs, the mouthfeel is one of the most important things. If it's really smooth, then you already have like the half the balance of the beer.
I think this beer follows that philosophy. Yeah. This is velvety. You can taste it's quite high in chlorides, and chlorides in the water give body, push maltiness, velvetiness. And speaking of Breakout, the most prominent hop in this beer is Riwaka, which is breaking out of New Zealand right now. It's really a brewer's hop. It's super distinctive, so it has like a little bit of a diesel-y, but it's paired with lime, diesel-y, passion fruit. It's a real tool for brewers to complexify a beer. It's super pungent as well.
Yeah.
And I think the lime and the diesel are for sure coming through in this beer. And then together with the body,
a little bit more bitterness than the previous one. Really gives a nice kick.
I think we are ready for the third beer. Whoa, I'm already gone. Mon amis, bonjour. Before you start talking again, Tim, I'm just going to pour the next beer because otherwise I'm here with an empty glass. So let's go. Ooh. Maybe a bit more? Slingshot. It's an English Imperial Stout. So this is the first dark beer in the series. Wow. Okay. So, English Imperial Stout. We used mostly English ingredients. Like a year ago, we found out Chevalier malt from. It sounds French, but it's English heritage malt. It gives a bit of orange marmalade. We use it in our blonde beer as well. Yeah. So it gives a little bit of that orangey vibe to the blonde beer, which is nice and distinctive. Yeah. Paired it with Moersleutel, so this really is malty. Yeah, really the thick. Buttery a bit, nutty, buttery, like full-on English yeast. So you can expect a little bit of fruitiness. Yeah. Especially on the nose, get some perry. Yeah. Perry. Maybe even a hint of apricot, like a real stone fruity thing. And then a fair amount of dark roast malts. Yeah. It really dries it out, and might also be the English yeast a little bit. That it's a bit more drier. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. The orangey thing really nice. So we used some German hops in this, Mandarina Bavaria, just to really push that orangey Mandarina, like clementines forward for 11%. Quite easy to drink. Yeah. For Moersleutel. For Moersleutel, quite easy to drink. So what is the hardest beer style to brew, you think? That's a good question. Depends on if you mean consistency, so that each batch is exactly the same each time. Then it's probably lagers, as you have no margin for error. Flavor-wise, it's I think it's the barrel-aged beers usually, because there's a lot of. It's really easy to barrel-age a beer. Just put a beer in barrels and you can call it barrel-aged beer. But it's really hard to make a proper barrel-aged beer, because it needs a lot of craftsmanship, a lot of time, and a lot of knowledge. I think especially because it takes a 1.5 year to 2 years to do from brewing to packaging the product and knowing the final product. It takes a lot of high risk. And a long learning curve. Each time it takes almost 1.5 year to really know what's the end product and improve it. And along the way you can already taste a lot, so that you will learn a lot. I think that's especially to get that to perfection. I think that's one of the. Is it hard? I think it's a lot of fun, mainly. It's also a lot of fun, but the learning cycle is quite long. Yeah, for sure. But we'll talk more about the barrel aging program later. I think we have number 5 and 10 are barrel aged, and then we can talk a bit about the philosophy of barrel aging. Next beer. It's nice. Yeah. Next beer is Drift. It's the 4th beer of our 10 years. It's a candy bar Imperial Stout. And what kind of candies are there in this beer? The Bounty. We have done several Bounty beers. Bounty Hunter. Chris the coconut crab. Extravagant was also a coconut Bounty beer. But this is not only coconut, it's coffee. Pretty dark roast espresso. And chocolate. And vanilla. So there's only one bean. Four beans. Not in. It's a 4-bean stout. And there was one of the questions we had. What was the most
unexpected ingredient which we fall in love with. I think that's the 5th bean we're missing in this beer, and that's the tonka bean. I think that was
for sure.
Yeah, that's like a really, I don't know. Yeah, it's a. I never knew about it before I got eventually was the Lervik beer, where it was the first time I drank something with tonka beans, and then I think we used them a lot in a lot of different beers.
We did a whole series around.
We did a whole series. The Willy. You need to peep that out. Yeah, what's the thing with it? That it's a bean and it gives a huge amount of flavor, and you need to use a really small amount in that beer, because otherwise it's getting super rubbery.
We process it in a way. We do it like in a blender with alcohol, usually vodka or rum. It's a bit what we have.
To sterilize it.
But also to extract.
Extract.
And then we sonicate it. Sonication is like a microwave, but different. It's like waves that go like this.
Yeah, it's shaking.
It's shaking, and it makes the extraction process quite quick. So you don't have to keep it on the shelf for half a year to extract the flavor. Yeah. But we actually found some techniques to do that. That's not a brewing technique, but we had a question on what's one brewing technique you've completely changed your mind about. I think sonication is nice.
Yeah.
Get a lot of flavor out of small ingredients.
Yeah. It gives us a lot of freedom to say, okay, let's add a little bit and then a little bit more to really fine tune the beer, instead of let's throw in, I don't know, like a couple 100 grams of beans, and then after a week thinking, oh shit, this is way too much.
It's rubber now. It's a tricky ingredient for sure.
Yeah. So a little bit about this beer, I guess. It's
there we went.
It's full of coconut. It's again, it's pretty decent bitterness. So there's a lot of bitterness in the end.
It's not sweet.
No, it's not. It's not on the. It's more on the pure chocolate side than on the really sweet side. So I liked.
With all the bounty beers we did, all the coconut beers, we learned that there's several different coconut products, and we found if you do a 2080 blend of raw coconut and toasted coconut, you get a real complexity. And you can turn the blend around if your goal is different. So toasted coconut really gives like an almondy bakery. Think of a pastry bakery in France. That vibe. And the raw stuff is really like a bounty.
So this is more like the oily.
Yeah, and the raw coconut, a little bit to the shampoo coconut. That's raw coconut.
Yeah.
So this is 80% of that, the raw, and then 20% of the
roasted. Yeah. And how do we process that in the brewery?
That's in BMT for sure. The big muffin tub. We circulate it over the tank.
So that's for everybody. It's a tank of about, I think it's 1 by 2 meters almost.
I will show them later.
We'll show it in the tour, and I think we can store about 500 kilos of coconut in there.
Yeah, coconut is
pretty light.
Light. Low density, but peanuts 475 kilos. But there's no peanuts in this. That's a number that I know.
Another nut.
Next beer, let's
get nuts.
The real stuff out now.
Okay, there we go. Number 5.
Arrived. We have barrel-aged beer.
We have arrived in the barrel-aged beer heaven.
Can you tell us something about the first barrels?
Yes. So the first barrels we bought, I think in total were 8 barrels. There were 4 bourbon barrels, and then we had 4. It were like wine barrels. It was like nut wine, but that's why we aged the 4. It was like motor oil, and then we had a beer that was Je moeder op een bakfiets. The proper English translation.
Mother on a...
Yeah, your mother on a bicycle, something like that. We aged those 2 beers, I think, for a year. That's what we blended, and I think that was also the first beer we ever introduced to the market, and it was the barrel blend number 1. But we learned a lot in 10 years, so I think
we also built a lot.
we also have a lot of more barrels, so I think we're at a different level nowadays.
Yeah, so this is actually a fun little blend, I think. There's Ginja barrels. So the blend is built around some Ginja barrels we could buy from Portugal.
Yeah.
Former head brewer George hooked us up to a supplier there. So Ginja is a cherry liquor. And the barrels were quite, you know those bonbons from the Flandre?
Yeah, the Belgian bonbons.
The Belgian bonbons, yeah. They tasted a bit like that. So we thought we would just enhance that.
Really the cherry in the back.
Yeah, but also the booze.
Yeah, yeah.
A little bit of booze when you bite into them.
Yeah.
That's like, there's a kick to it.
So, in this beer, after the whole barrel aging, we also added a lot of adjuncts. And those adjuncts are cherries, Amarena
cherries.
Which were soaked into sugar.
Yeah, they were like in a not a jelly, but like a juice.
Yeah.
Sugar juice. Vanilla for sure, you can taste it. Chocolate to push the bonbon.
Yeah.
And I think there might be tonka.
Oh, okay.
And yes, for sure, there's a little bit of a cinnamon hint. Amaretto, cinnamon kind of.
I think it's a really well balance between the adjuncts and the barrel. Usually you have like or more barrel or more adjuncts, but it's quite blended perfectly. It can also be the age of the can. If you might age it longer, one of them might evolve better. But now it's pretty stable, or at least equal.
Yeah, it's complex right now. It's not one thing that overwhelms the other one, which is nice because if you say cherry or chocolate or Heaven Hill barrel or Ginja barrel, you might everything. You could pick it up.
Yeah,
that's nice. Let's
number 6.
Do number 6.
Number 6, exploration. So
we've arrived and now we are exploring.
And now we're exploration. So hops and innovation is it for this beer? I think it's 6.5% West Coast IPA, and that's funny because it's not clear.
Come on. It's not completely clear, but it was clear on the tank. Yeah, and then we added hop oil.
Oh, then we first have a good question. It was like one of the questions was, what's the last thing you experimented with geniusly surprised you? So maybe you can tell a little bit about the surprise in this beer.
Well, the surprise was that the beer was clear.
Yeah.
As we used to do for West Coast. And then, but we thought it lacked a little bit of punch on the aroma. No idea why. Yeah. We're working with natural products. So sometimes the outcome is a bit different than you expect. So the beer was clear and we shoot in the hop oils. And one of the brewers comes to me, it's not clear anymore.
It's hazy.
So I asked what happened. Well, we added more than we usually add. Yeah. And it was fun, but it's not completely clear anymore.
No, so it's not clear for a West Coast, but it has the bitterness and the dryness of a West Coast. So flavor-wise, it's still West Coast style, but the color.
It's very klapbaar. Yeah, we say in Dutch, quaffable. This is, I think, this is really nice on the terrace, like sitting on the terrace, pint after pint.
Especially the hot weather of the last couple of weeks in the Netherlands.
Yeah. But it has Moersleutel Cascade hot side. Yeah. So Cascade classic.
Yeah.
Classic grapefruit, quite noble-ish even maybe.
Yeah, Cascade, definitely.
Moersleutel.
In the
like a lime, also Whirlpool.
Yeah.
Also dry hop.
And what's Whirlpool?
Whirlpool is on the hot side. After the boil, you decrease the temperature a little bit to stop extracting too much bitterness from your hops, but you get more aroma. And the nice thing is that the Whirlpool does a centrifuging effect, like a tea leaf effect, and all the parts go to the middle, and you have clean wort in the end, which is extremely important also for your West Coast.
And then your hops going in if you are rotating in your Whirlpool. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. That's a Whirlpool edition.
That's the Whirlpool hops.
Sorry.
So it's a short edition. It's about 20 to 50 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
Depending also with cooling. And then it extracts a lot of the flavors. And because of it's not boiling, it's you get more of the fruitiness from the hops instead of the bitterness from the hops.
Correct. So, and then pitcherine dry hop. Okay. Pitcherine twice. So warm dry hop and cold dry hop.
And then oils.
And then it was clear, and then centrifuge made it completely clear.
Yeah.
On the bright hop oils, the hop oils were Cascade Moersleutel hop oils, just to give it that punch.
Yeah.
And now it's tweeschijn, we call it.
I was thinking the same. Next one.
So Liftoff, Pim. Liftoff is a triple IPA, and not just a triple IPA. It is a triple dry hop, double mashed triple IPA. Can you explain to me what those terms mean?
Yes. So double mashed is that we mash twice. So it's about 1,400 kilograms then roughly of malt for one boil kettle. So usually we do 700 kilos for one boil kettle for about 6-7% beer, I guess. And for this, then we do like double mash. So you can do like a double IPAs and triple IPAs. You can do it two ways. You can add a lot of sugar, which also adds a lot of fermentables. Or you can do what we do is double mash. I think most brewers do a lot of sugars. We sometimes also do sugars, but it really depends on what you want from the beer. If you do sugars, you get like most times a more dry beer, and with full malt, you get more juicy. With what we noted the last time. So if you're talking about brewing techniques, one of the things we found out in the last half years that if we do more. Like double mashing or more malts, you get more of the really murky yellow color because there's something binding with the hops. One of the things we expect.
Proteins from the malt. Yeah.
So
this is this smells really juicy.
Yeah.
One of my favorite hops is in here. Thales. I'm a real big fan of Thales. Gives that real pink grapefruit, minty note. It's really nice to get like a top layer of something refreshing in quite a heavy beer because this is 9% ABV.
Yeah, you get quite some sweetness as well.
If you do sweet on sweet on sweet, it just gets cloying. And now it has something fresh.
Yeah.
And the Nectaron in there, another New Zealand hops. New Zealand hops are really up and coming, are breaking through, lifting off. Nectaron, the name says it, it's nectarines. What is the nectarines? Peaches. Yeah,
peaches. The
stone fruits.
But sometimes more on the sweet and sour side. So we have a beer from the community. Will we ever do another community collab like what we did with? I think the beer we made was you made this.
Yeah, the honey, the 43 inspired beer. That was great though. The process was great.
Yeah.
People just giving their opinion. I think it was like a decision tree.
Yeah. I think we did a lot of questionnaire, and each time we're like, I was the
moved
next
on to the next round.
Yeah,
that was fun to do. We're actually working on the 2027 brew calendar right now. So,
but it surprised me that was an Imperial Stout.
It wouldn't surprise me if it would be an Imperial Stout again, though.
Oh, okay. Number 8.
Number 8, Homebound. Before we pour it, Homebound, let's talk about the labels. We got a question from the community. A few years ago, your cans had larger illustrated designs, and why did you decide to change the can design?
Yeah, good question. I think one of the things is we are engineers and always trying to push boundaries and innovate and do new things. So the first can designs which we had was like a full can designs and like a small logo on the bottom. Then we also had like designs with a logo on the back. But as your brewery grows and you evolve, and one of the things is also we have like a lot of like really hardcore fans, especially you, because you all might watch our videos, but the audience is also growing, and then you need to have more also focus on the recognition of the brand. And then one of the other things we find really cool is that we have we have like a labeling machine where we can position the center of the label exactly in the middle with the printed artwork on the top. So one of the things we want is like having the top like printed and then the bottom like a label with it's called Scent Touch, so it's the Scent Touch label. And then the black, we always already had like a black lid, and then we accent that with like an extra round on it.
And a baby Moersleutel.
And the baby Moersleutel on the back. That's not because of the design, but that's because of that's the centering point of our labeling machine. So that's the point he looks for, and then he knows, okay, I need to give it an extra round, and then he knows, okay, there I can put on the label. Yes, we lost a little bit of designing space, but we have
But I'm just putting this like this because it doesn't matter how I turn it. You will recognize your favorite Moersleutel beer.
That's true.
And that was also one of the key points.
Yeah, and you might always recognize the Moersleutel, but we also have a lot of people that just drink us a couple times a year, and that was one of the things we want to have, like more exposure and also consistency. We can do like a lot of different types and different designs, but we also want to have a bit more consistency on the top. So Barry can still has a lot of like experimental stuff. Barry is our designer, can still have a lot of experimental room at the bottom. Cheers. Number 8, Homebound.
This is it's not a stout.
No, I was I didn't
feel what's going on.
I didn't look for the style on the label yet, but it's coffee.
It's coffee, yeah. It's espresso Ryewine.
But it's
we used fruity kind of espresso. I asked Keen.
Oh wow, yeah.
Keen coffee.
Keen coffee from Utrecht.
Yeah. Asked, hey, we really want something forest fruity.
Yeah.
And I think they delivered. It's we enhanced it with the yeast that's in there. Also gives like a berry notes. But what you see if you do these kind of coffees in a stout, you get overwhelmed by the roast, and
then you blow out the coffee and there's nothing left. What I really like about this one, there's a lot of sweetness in the beginning, and then you have like some coffee bitterness in the end, which makes it really pleasant. It's really nice coffee as well. It's a bit like drinking your coffee with a lot of sugar, I think.
A little bit, yeah. But it's super thick. So when someone asks me, hey, what is wheat doing in a beer? Or what is rye doing in a beer? What is oats doing in a beer? I always say wheat is puffy.
Yeah.
Oats are silky.
Yeah.
And rye is jelly.
Yeah, jelly, spicy.
Yeah. And this is really it moves like a gel.
Yeah.
It's it has like 40% rye, and that's what you get then. It moves like a soy sauce almost.
And the other question is, like, can all brewers do 40% rye in their mash tuns?
No. If you have like a louter ton, this will be very hard to pull off.
5%, then you're already stuck.
Yeah,
for the rest of the day.
It's the beta glucans in there are just gumming it up.
Yeah,
but it also translates really well into the beer. I really like how this came together. Beer 9,
Homebound.
Inferno, we are on fire. Number 9 in the series.
There we go. Inferno. And that looks like
darker than last one.
Darker than last one, and it's Imperial Stout with a lot of adjuncts.
Everything. Just everything.
Just adjuncts.
Oh, that's nutty.
Well, quite a Moersleutel smell.
Yeah.
So we did a lot of adjuncts in this one, focused on almonds, vanilla, and I think there are like 2 types of vanilla, Madagascar and I saw it, and Uganda and Ecuador. How many types of vanillas do we have in the brewery?
We have a catalog of 12. Like we have identified 12 types of vanilla that we like and that we use for several purposes.
Yeah.
Right now we probably have 3 or 4. Like we categorize them for fairy pastry, like the real Madagascar, the ice cream vanillas, the soft serve ice cream vanillas. We have some more woody, like the Indonesian vanillas. I personally like the ones from the Comores, I don't know, the island group.
Yeah.
Because it's like in the middle, it has interesting things, but it also is like pastry.
Yeah.
Because sometimes with the real woody ones, it's hard to put them into a pastry stout.
Yeah. And what sometimes also, it's sometimes really fun to work with more experimental types of vanilla, but also with coffee. But on the other hand, sometimes what you said, like a lot of, everybody knows the soft ice vanilla, but if you do like a really experimental vanilla with sometimes doesn't really taste like vanilla. It's actual vanilla, but it doesn't taste like the vanilla everybody recognizes. It's the same with a lot of like the filter coffees we do. Like that's like really low roast. I think it's the same with craft beer and Pilsner. For somebody who never drink craft beer and then gets something, they don't recognize it as a beer. So I think that's a good comparison.
They might say it's some kind of liquor you're drinking. Yeah. But there's toasted almonds.
Yeah.
From the Notenfabriek. Always ask sure to toast them as dark as possible, because you get most flavor into your beer then. There's also something we found out over the years, that using specialty sugars in beer can really add depth, enhance complexity. Let's move to some questions.
Yeah.
How far is too far when brewing bold beers, if we're talking about a bold beer?
For me, it's all about balance. So you can really push the boundaries, but it should be still drinkable. Is that the best? Yeah, that depends on the person, maybe drinkable, but I think you can really push everything, but it should be still, I think, for me,
should still drinkable. Be pleasant, right?
Pleasant, that's it. You can add a huge amount of peppers, but if you can even drink the beer anymore because it's the only thing you taste is peppers, is that too bold? I think you just went too far. I think it's really about the balance, and it can be still a lot of flavor in the product, but still being balanced. So I think that's for me.
I think so too. Yeah. I think we explain it a lot by the new series, the Extravagant. Last year we introduced the Extravagant series.
Yeah, we're like really.
There are no limits.
Yeah.
Until the beer isn't pleasant to drink anymore, and that's a real fine line, because you really want to see how far you can push it.
Yeah.
But there for sure is some limits to what a beer can take. Have you ever intentionally brewed something just to see if it was possible?
Yeah, I bet we did. Yeah. But most of it always was like some sort of plan before we start brewing. It was not that we said, okay, hey, let's just do something random. I know there's
possible.
Yeah, there are a lot of brewers that do some random stuff, but we were always like focused, okay, will it add something? Will it add an extra layer of complexity of flavor to that product, or is it just a gimmick? So we most of the times went for, does it really add something to that product?
Yeah.
That's what we usually do.
And we use the Eureka series for that a bit.
Yeah.
So we double mash our stouts, all of our stouts, motor oil, and all the pastries, and the barrel aged stuff.
Yeah.
We tried some triple mash, quadruple mash. We did one quintuple mash is the term, I think. Quintuple.
Yeah.
We learned that in a stout, if you go further than triple mash, it gets a bit like ashy. You just have too much.
You extract too much of the dark grains.
Too much dark grains. Yeah. But for the barley wines or the rye wines, it's really nice to do a triple or quadruple mash, because you just add more grain and more body.
More flavors.
So we did intentionally brew that, but as you said, there was a purpose to that series. There was like a mini series in Eureka, just to find out.
Yeah, just to try new techniques.
Yeah. Also fun to keep the brewers on their toes, right?
Yeah, that's true. Will there be more heavy peated stouts? Yes, we will. Releasing one in the
very soon.
It's actually already packaged. It's a barrel aged, packaged in Kilgeman barrels, and Kilgeman is actually one of the youngest distillers from Scotland. So most of the distillers have a huge history, but this is one of the distillers which is pretty young. So it was super rare to get those barrels, because the Scottish people usually try to use that barrel as much as possible. Also, one of the things, that's what we hate, because they're always leaking. But they give a lot of nice flavors, but they're really pushing everything out of it before they send it to brewers or gardening materials. Next beer.
Niet openmaken.
Oh, ja. Doe nou even rustig. Last beer, Pim. Recovery.
Number 10 out of 10. So is this also
the best beer?
The 10.
Oh yeah.
Or is it the 5 out of 5?
This beer is so complex that I had to print a paper for it, because Michiel gave me some pointers, and it's there's too much in this. But this is really, he said this is like a look into the barrels master's room. And that is funny because we are here actually.
So, yeah, you wouldn't expect it, but it's a barrel-aged beer.
It's a barrel-aged beer.
And
yeah.
it's
a stout.
Non-adjunct, just...
Yeah.
Proost, Sleutelaar.
Sleutelaar proost.
Oh, wow.
Wow. That is some nose.
Yeah. So, Recovery, that's the last beer in our 10 years series.
I think it really gives a good idea of our philosophy of how to run a barrel program.
Yeah.
So we don't put a beer on a barrel that was nice fresh. So let's say motor oil.
Yeah.
You said that was the first blend.
Yeah.
We've learned a lot. We put beers on barrels for a reason. Like for example here, there is a BA Stout that's extra sweet. This beer was specially made for Irish whiskey barrels. More sweet stout. BA Stout. These beers are all made. See, this is a slight peat. All made with an idea in mind, but not to be the end beer in the glass.
Yeah.
Because we put beer on barrels for a certain purpose.
Yeah.
So we have sweet blending stock, roasty blending stock.
Yeah.
Some high ABV blending stock. All the beers here on their own are awful.
Yeah. Yeah.
But together they build a beautiful synthesis, symbiosis.
Yeah, and I think one of the things is, as well is like there are a lot of brewers that just brew one beer, put it in barrels, and after a year, take all those same beer out of those barrels. Barrel-aged beers we package. It's always different base beers, different barrels. It's always a blend. It's like the master blender which you have with the distillery as well, which always picks the right products and makes it something
so usually when we go blending, we find a barrel that's really nice. We find some barrels that are really nice that have like a concept.
Yeah.
For example, a rum. Oh, this stout on that rum barrel is really nice right now. Let's see how we can enhance that concept, that philosophy of that barrel by, okay, maybe it needs some more sweetness. The blend right now is not sweet enough. Go to your sweet blending stock.
Yeah.
Okay, it lacks some pungency, some alcohol. You go to your high ABV blending stock.
Yeah. Or if you want some more woodiness or oakiness, you grab some really old barrels to really give it.
Or some European oak.
Yeah.
You need some tannin.
So, and that's also maybe to answer some of the questions. Some of the people say, hey, can you really repeat that recipe that you did like that year? Like I think Barcode orange, black and yellow. There was one of the crystal coconut scrap. There were a couple ones where, oh, can you repeat that one? And then we always say yes. No, we cannot repeat that because it's that stock at that moment. It's also that specific barrels which we had the temperature, because that's really gives a lot of influence. Did we brew it in the winter or the summer? How hot was it in the brewery, or how cold was it? How did the products extract? So it's really mastering the barrels. I think usually it's like really the final touch.
Yeah, and this is almost poetic.
Yeah.
I know it to our barrel room. This blend is basically our barrel cellar in one glass. The stout-led monster. But it's really like French whiskey, Heaven Hill, Woodford Reserve, maple syrup, cognac, and Scotch, and you can taste them all. And that's the beautiful
syrup
thing.
Barrels.
Maple syrup barrels.
Yeah. So no adjunct maple syrup barrels.
Yeah. They usually are bourbons, and then they age maple on it, and then they get here.
Yeah. So we have some questions. What thing would you definitely want to achieve before our 20 years anniversary? So I said, I think we should really do a ijsbock on barrels again. So like really 90, 18, 20% ABV, age it on some barrels, try to package it in a really nice bottle.
Oh, the skull ones?
Yeah. So the packaging team will hate us, but
the brewers will hate you.
And then what surprised you most in the last 10 years? I think that's really the warmth of the community. So especially the beer community, but even more our own community. I think we have like a really big community fan base.
Yeah.
We really are always trying our beers, always giving pretty honest feedback, even if we don't like it always. But it's always nice and super warm, and it's especially cool if you're traveling to a festival or also outside of Europe. That's you get a lot of recognition. Well, we're just brewing here each day and trying to push boundaries, do our best. And especially if you release a new product like a barcode, and you see all the beer flowing out of the warehouse super fast, because really people really enjoy that. So that's still the thing. I'm still after 10 years think, hey, that's really nice thing we achieved all together.
The community, but also the small community we have built. The family. Yeah. There's 30 people now working for Moersleutel. The connectivity to the brand, to the Zomerdijk family. Mm-hmm. It's amazing how most of the guys have been here like 3, 4, 5, 6 years even, and girls. But just that connectivity that they've built to this brand and to the way of producing beer, selling beer, and just being a brewery. It's you see the friendships. It's I think there's lifetime friendships here, and that's beautiful.
Yeah, and that's and that even after 10 years. So
yep.
What's next for Moersleutel? Yeah, that's a good question. I think we'll be still trying to do new ways of brewing, trying to improve our products, pushing boundaries. That's not like one specific thing, but I think it's like always our mindset, always improving, always trying new things. Lately, the last 1-2 years, we also did some barley wines or quadruples, trying to do a little bit more like the classic styles.
It's also fun.
That's really fun, and I think that's one of the things we also want to try and experiment a little bit more on.
Can we do a Helles yet?
Smoked Helles, maybe.
Smoked Helles, okay.
I would say prost on 10 years of Moersleutel, and prost on another 10 years of Moersleutel. See you all soon. Thank you very much for this wonderful tasting.
Thank you for joining us. Cheers. Zo, hoppa!
Oh nee, dat mag niet, hè?